Hello again, it's Noob, and here we have a tool, a custom tool made by RWB Custom Picks, who can be found on Instagram. And this is a boutique or short or small run disc detainer pick, and there are some available. I will leave RWB Custom Picks' details in the video description below, so you can contact them for the current pricing and availability. Clearly it will change depending on where you are in the world, and I believe that they have an Instagram and email address. I'll leave both of them below in the video description for you. Right, so what do you get in this kit? Well, first of all, you come up with this very cool and perfectly sized little case, but we won't mention too much about that because, you know, it's just a case in the end. What we really want to look at is the tool. And like I said, this is you know, a boutique tool made in a small run, and you can just see that this is machined out of stainless steel, and well, I mean, it looks amazing, doesn't it? It looks great. It's sort of got that really nice solid feel of stainless steel. It's not too heavy because it's, you know, it's a disc detainer pick, so it's not a particularly big tool, but what you get is very reassuringly weighty, and I like that. I like the detailing on here, the sort of grips on the tension tip and the picking tip handle here. The disc markings here are nice and deep, so are the tip position markings on handle, so obviously that would align to, well, it depends on how you set it up. You can align it to the vertical here, like that, for your pick tip, should you like. And yeah, it's that. This is just really nice. The pick tip itself is made from a machined ejection molding tip. I believe it's an ejector tip, and these are friction welded rather than soldered or brazed, so they should stand up to a good amount of picking, you know, as long as you don't do something really weird with it anyway. Now, there are some other things in the box, and I really like what's happening here. So number one, you can tension just using your fingertips and this tool, just like this. So you can tension and pick perfectly easily. The small diameter here of the tension tip means that you're not going to over torque some locks. It allows you to have really fine control over the tension. However, if you don't find that comfortable or you need a bit more torque, then you can use this nice light aluminium ring which goes over the top like this. You can screw down these little hex screws like that, and that will give you a much wider diameter. Of course, that allows you to torque the tension up a bit higher, so add more torque. But because it's round, it means that you won't necessarily risk over torquing it. The wider grip means it's a bit more ergonomic and comfortable as well, so you might find that nicer. And actually, I've found that when I use this tool, I really like using this. But should that not meet your needs, and maybe you like a more traditional configuration, or you would like some much firmer tension, then you can remove these little grub screws like this. And I won't do it on both sides, I'll just demonstrate on one. If I found the right hex key, there we go. And then you can put in these little arms, and you can see one of them here, and even these are really beautifully machined as well. So you can imagine you can put those both sides. That'll give you a lot more sort of leverage, allow a bit more torque, and of course be more traditional to the configuration of a number of these disc detainer tools. Then let's talk about the tip itself. When I first saw this, I was like, oh, that's quite short, I hope it extends. And wow, does it extend. Let me just undo this side a bit as well, and you can see just how long that tip is. If you consider how deep some of the keyways of these disc detainer locks can be, you can see how far down you have to go before you even get to the discs. You need to be able to have a tip which extends down far enough into those locks to become effective, and you've got loads of space. You can even turn this around and put it back down so that you can change the angle of the tension tip by 90 degrees. Why would you do that? Well, honestly, sometimes it just really helps when you're accessing a lock. Depends on what position the discs are, what position you can pick the lock, depends on how what angle you would like the tip. If you picked enough Detainer locks, you'll sort of know what I mean. So this is like one really cool thing, and I haven't really seen that on any available Detainer picks, is the amount of configurations you can have just in terms of the tensioning. You know, it's really nice to have so many options on this, just so you can have something which works for you. I don't want messing around with that. The other things you can do, of course, is you can adjust the pick tip so that you can have it shorter or longer. You see you've got a bit of room here. There's lots of room for adjustments here as well. Is that the right one? No, get the right one again. There we go. Just undo these, and again, once you've undone that, then you can have hardly any movement on the tip at all, or you can do that, and then of course the longer you go, the deeper this will go in the lock. So again, you can adjust that to the lock. There's so many bits on here which you can adjust and dial in for any given lock. It's really quite nice. Right, talking about locks, it's all well and good discussing how versatile it is. Let's just pick one. Let's pick a nice Detainer lock which will give us a challenge. So the lock I've chosen to just do a demo of is this, and it looks like a bit of a joke, but it's surprisingly good, this lock. You can see here that it has lots and lots of very thin discs. It's got a profile keyway as well, and you can see that here. You can see the profile discs there, the ones with little lumps on, which means that you can't use a straight picking tip. It's got to have the little notches cut out either side like this. There you go, like a little bow tie. It's also got profile discs down in the bottom. I don't know whether you can quite see that. If I angle it, yeah, you can see one right towards the bottom as well, or almost to the bottom. You can also see how thin those discs are. They are surprisingly good. This is a surprisingly good lock, even though it looks like a novelty. So it's a really good test of the tool. So first, just going to turn all the discs clockwise. Pop in my tool. Going to insert the tension tip until it's only just on the first disc there. Make sure it's centered so I can feel that this can go all the way through back and forth. Try and get onto that first disc, moderate tension, and try not to slide off it. There, I think we're in the gate. So next one. So that's that one. Then need the next disc, which is here. Try not to slide off it again. Oh, that's definitely set. Next disc. That's nice. Next disc. I think that's right. Next disc, which is here. Set. Next disc. And have we got an open? Yes, we got an open. There we go. So yeah, I mean, genuinely excellent feedback on this, and very deep gates on this as well. I could feel almost like a counter rotation as I was testing some of those gates out. It's in the discs, really cool, and I felt all of that very cleanly through this stainless steel and aluminium tool. It really felt very good. So what do I think to this tool in conclusion? Well, clearly it picks Detainer locks really, really well, at least the front tensioning Detainer locks, and it feels very comfortable in the hand. There's a lot of things to like about this. Just the general machining and the finish and the feel and the customization options on this are truly wonderful. They are, I mean, I'm genuinely impressed with this. I think it's really nice. What I like the most is this collar. I didn't think I would. It's nice and light because it's aluminium, so it doesn't add too much extra weight, but because it's perfectly round and has a larger diameter, I feel like I've just got that extra bit of torque control over the tension of the lock. I just really, really like it. I also like the fact that I can take that off and just, you know, have a low profile pick where I can just pick using the inner diameter as well. Or if I feel like it and I need a bit more torque, I can throw in these arms and make it in a more traditional configuration. I like the options here. I like the length that the tip extends and the fact that you can change its angle. Everything about this is just a really configurable tool. Now, this one was sent to me by RWB Custom Picks for review, which I'm very grateful. But if you wanted to buy one of these yourself, then it would cost you, including postage, £125 in the UK and £135 to post it to the rest of the world. So the tool plus postage. And I've got to say, considering what else is out on the market and the fact this is obviously a boutique small batch tool, I think that's really, really good value, genuinely. And I don't think anybody who knows about tool manufacture would disagree with that whatsoever. Now, of course, I don't know when you're watching this video, and I don't know, because there's only a small number of this batch available, whether you're watching it or there's a different batch that might use different materials or might be improved in some way. I don't know the prices from when you're going to be watching this video, so it's best to contact RWB Custom Picks in any situation to ask for the latest prices, and I'll leave all the details below in the description, as I think I've said earlier, which will be obviously their Instagram and their email address. So when this was sent to me for review, RWB Custom Picks did want my honest opinion. And well, if you watch my videos, you know I always give my honest opinion. And I honestly do think this is a fantastic tool, and I do think it's excellent value. But that doesn't mean it is in every way perfect. And whilst I don't think it makes too much of a difference, what I would like to see is a longitudinal, or depends which you look at, a latitudinal set of markings. So one's at right angles to the radial markings here, which obviously align, well, they don't align with every disc in every lock, but they give you a nice indication of where the discs might be in graduations, which I really like. But it'd be nice to have lines going this way. Why? Just because when you got these markings here and you set them up, it sort of gives you an idea about how far you're rotating. Gives a better visual indicator. Also, you know, if you set all discs one way to fully clockwise or fully anti-clockwise, it helps you sort of align automatically where the gap in the next disc will be, I find. It also, sometimes when you got say you set a disc and it goes all the way clockwise and it's in the middle of the pack, you can sort of use that as a guide. So if you go, oh, that one, then it goes that way, and then that one, you can sort of count your way, and it's nice to see where that rotation is. I just find those visual markings really, really useful. So if there was ever going to be a future run, I'd like to see those on here as well. It's only a very, very minor adjustment, but certainly for my own personal taste, I would like that. Now, I hear that RWB Custom Picks is working on spare tips and new tips and tensioners for different types of locks and things like that. So that's really, really awesome. I don't know whether this could be sort of retrofitted with a rear tensioner or a rear and a center tensioner. I genuinely don't know. Might be some mechanical reasons why it couldn't be, but you know, if that was possible, I think that'd be a really cool future addition. It'd be nice to be able to sort of expand on this very nice base tool with extra tips for different tools and tensioning configurations. So yeah, so all I say overall is, in terms of what you get, I really think this is a bargain. It feels great, it looks great, it works great. And I guess really it's now over to you. What do you think? Do you actually have one of these? Have you bought one of these before off RWB Custom Picks? What do you think? Do you like the tension configuration options? Does it suit your needs? Do you want one? Let me know in the comments. It's really nice to hear from you. I do read all the comments and I reply to as many as I can. If you did like this video, please leave a like. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to me, please consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time.